The extent of my knowledge of the big leagues, Las Grandes Ligas, is close to nothing. I know it is where Rod Carew, Panama's greatest ball player, once played. I know there are two leagues, American and National, and that there is a World Series at the end of the season. I do not know much more than that. I am already in the major leagues when I overhear somebody talking about Hank Aaron. Who's Hank Aaron, I ask. You're not serious, the guy says. Yes, I am. Who is Hank Aaron? He's baseball's all-time home run leader, the guy who hit 755 home runs to beat Babe Ruth's record. Who's Babe Ruth, I ask. The guy mutters something and turns away, knowing better than to try Honus Wagner on me. So Herb has to spell everything out to me, a kid as skinny as a Q-tip and utterly naive. No, you won't be staying in Panama. When you sign with a big league organization, the deal is that you move to the United States. You go buy some shirts and underwear and a cheap suitcase. You get a work visa and try to act as if you know what you're doing when you're filling out the paperwork. You'll be scared and nervous and sad and have no idea how you are going to manage in a foreign country when all you know how to say is, I know speak English. It isn't just daunting, it's terrifying. I try not to let on. I've always been good at hiding my feelings. Weeks pass. The plane ticket to Tampa arrives. Now it is getting real. Now it is time. Let's go, Peely, my mother says. Peely is a name my sister Delia gave me when I was a baby. Nobody knows why. It's what my family has called me my whole life. My father starts up his white Nissan pickup truck. Turbo is our name for it. It's 10 years old, rusty and battered, and not anybody's idea of a race car, but we still call it Turbo. Clara Diaz Chacon, my longtime girlfriend, is sitting between my father, Mariano Sr., and my mother, also named Delia. I throw my new suitcase in the flatbed and then climb in myself, along with my cousin Alberto. My father puts Turbo in reverse, and we pull out of the driveway onto Via Puerto Camito, the one road in and out of our village, the only road that is paved. All the rest are dirt, most of them looking more like paths than anything you would drive on. We proceed through Chorrera, a much bigger town 5 miles away, and then make our way on a twisty, rutted road past goats and plantain trees and swatches of rainforest. Alberto and I bouncing around in the back as if we were coconuts, anchored by nothing, only a skimpy railing stopping us from tumbling out. I know where we are going. Tucumán International Airport in Panama City, but I am much less certain about where I am going. I'm a high school dropout. I don't even make it out of 9th grade in Pedro Pablo Sanchez High School, a U-shaped building in the heart of Chorrera with 3 floors and a courtyard in the middle, and dogs sleeping wherever they can find shade. It is a terrible decision to leave school, but I get fed up one day and just bail on it, walking right out past the dogs in my pressed blue trousers and crisp white shirt. I iron the uniform myself. I like things to be neat. I'm not thinking through any of the consequences of walking out of school, and I am not getting much direction from my parents, working-class people who are smart but not very familiar with formal education. My last school lesson, and the last straw, comes in Mrs. Tejada's math class. At least I think that's her name, but honestly I'm a bit fuzzy about that just because I try not to think about her very much. She isn't my biggest fan, and she doesn't try to hide it, glaring at me as if I were the bane of her teaching life. I hang around with kids who aren't full-fledged troublemakers, but are definitely into mischief. It is guilt by association, I guess. One day a few of us are fooling around the back of the classroom, paying little attention to the Pythagorean theorem and a lot of attention to a kid we are giving the business to. One of my friends crumples up a piece of paper and tosses it at the kid, hitting him in the head. Hey, cut it out, the kid says. I do no throwing, but I do some laughing. Mrs. Tejada notices. Rivera! She always calls me by my last name. Why did you throw that? I didn't throw anything, I reply. Don't tell me you didn't throw it. Now come up here. I didn't do anything wrong. I am not going anywhere. Rivera, come up here, she repeats. Again, I do not obey her command, and now she is really ticked off. I am no longer a mere paper thrower. I am an all-out insubordinate. She walks over to my desk and stands over me. You are to leave this classroom right now, she says, then escorts me out into the hallway, where I spend the rest of math class definitely doing no math. After I walk out that day, I wound up being suspended for 3 days, and I never returned to Pedro Pablo Sanchez High School.